Brought to you by...
We have all done things that we ultimately come to regret. Each of these actions weighs on us, whether we are willing to admit that they exist or not. We try to keep them buried, hidden away from the world, each and every day putting on an act for everyone around us. Unfortunately, that facade is crumbling, unbeknownst to anyone else. But what if that internal struggle wasn't the only thing that had designs to bring us down? What if those actions were coming back to punish us in the most violent way imaginable? Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. There's Someone Inside Your House is not just a kick-ass title, it's also a 2021 Netflix original production that combines elements from the horror and thriller genres. Directed by Patrick Bryce, the film follows very much in the line with classic slasher films like Scream, while at the same time bringing some unique elements to the table that help to elevate the material. The film is based on the novel of the same name by Stephanie Perkins. The rights to adapt the novel were acquired by Netflix, with Sean Levy's production company 21 Laps Entertainment, and James Wan's production company Atomic Monster. The screenplay was written by Henry Gayden, and principal photography began on March 1st of 2020 in Vancouver. The filming process took several weeks, and various locations around Vancouver were used to create the small town-like setting, which I believe actually takes place somewhere in Middle America. The film follows a structured narrative that gradually builds tension and reveals the dark secrets of the characters. It establishes a clear antagonist in the form of the killer, who systematically targets the high school students. The story unfolds as the characters' secrets are exposed, leading to a climactic confrontation between the survivors and the killer. The narrative structure keeps the audience engaged and invested in the unraveling mystery, and discovering the motives behind the killings. This one delves into the exploration of fear and terror, showcasing how individuals respond and cope with threatening situations. The fear is amplified by the killer's brutal methods and the unpredictability of their attacks. Through character development and suspenseful sequences, the film taps into the psychological impact of fear, highlighting its ability to induce paranoia, anxiety, and vulnerability among the characters. Identity plays a significant role in the film, as the killer's motives are linked to the victim's hidden secrets. The film explores the idea of personal identity, particularly in the context of high school students struggling with their sense of self and the pressure to fit in. It reveals how the fear of exposure and the consequences of past actions can shape one's identity and influence behavior. The film touches upon the theme of trauma and its lingering effects on individuals. Several characters in the movie have experienced traumatic events, such as abuse, loss, or betrayal, which have left lasting psychological scars. The presence of the killer forces these characters to confront their past traumas, leading to psychological turmoil and emotional breakdowns. The film examines the impact of unresolved trauma on mental well-being and the potential for healing and growth. As the killings escalate, the characters in the film are consumed by a sense of isolation and mistrust. The fear of being the next target drives them apart, and they struggle to trust even their closest friends. This theme explores the psychological implications of isolation, showcasing how it can lead to heightened suspicion, fractured relationships, and a breakdown in communication. It portrays the psychological toll of isolation and the fundamental human need for connection and support. It also dives into power dynamics and the desire for control, both in the context of the killer's motivations and the characters' personal lives. The killer wields power by choosing their victims and manipulating their environment, instilling a sense of helplessness and vulnerability. Moreover, the characters themselves grapple with power imbalances in their relationships, such as controlling parents, abusive partners, or peer pressure. This exploration of power dynamics sheds light on the psychological consequences of feeling powerless and the search for autonomy. While primarily a horror film, There's Someone Inside Your House incorporates elements of social commentary. It touches on various societal issues and pressures faced by teens, such as peer pressure, social media, identity struggles, and the desire to fit in. The film sheds light on the consequences of these pressures and explores how they can lead to secrets, betrayals, and a breakdown in trust. This social commentary adds depth to the narrative and prompts reflection on real-world issues. The film incorporates visual symbolism to deepen its storytelling. Symbolic imagery such as masks, reflections, and distorted perceptions represent the character's hidden identity and the themes of deception and self-discovery. The killer, wearing a mask of each victim he punishes as he is killing them, symbolizes forcing them to face themselves and their actions. They are forced to stare into their own faces and experience the rage that they have placed upon themselves. In a sense, it is a visualization of the punishment that they each internally put themselves through and feel that they deserve. The masks symbolize the characters' attempts to conceal their secrets and true selves. They highlight the theme of authenticity versus pretense, and serve as a visual reminder of the consequences of hiding behind a mask. The use of reflections in the film also serves as a symbolic device to explore self-reflection and introspection. Characters often encounter their reflections in mirrors, windows, and other reflective surfaces, which prompts them to confront their secrets, fears, and past actions. Reflections symbolize self-examination, the search for identity, and the consequences of one's choices. It does all this through a distinct visual style and tone to enhance the storytelling and create a gripping cinematic experience. As I said, it combines elements of horror and thriller genres. It employs a dark and moody aesthetic, utilizing a muted color palette with deep shadows to create a sense of unease and tension. The cinematography in this film is captured through atmospheric shots, employing a mix of wide angles and close-ups to heighten the suspenseful moments. The tonality of this one establishes a balance of suspense, horror, and teenage drama. It combines moments of tension and fear with character-driven narratives, exploring the personal lives and relationships of the high school students. This mix of tones creates an engaging viewing experience, as the audience becomes invested in the character's struggles while also being on the edge due to the imminent threat of the killer. A central theme running throughout this film is the idea of consequence and accountability, primarily for one's own actions. The characters are haunted by their past deeds, and as the killer targets them, they are faced with the repercussions of those actions. The film explores the notion that actions have consequences, and one cannot escape the fallout from their past choices. This enhances the fear of each moment, as we ourselves can place ourselves into this situation, feeling how terrified we would be for our secrets to be spilled out to the world. In a way, I feel like the characters in this story are more afraid of this truth than the killer himself. Fear and vulnerability are pervasive themes. The killer's presence instills a sense of terror and vulnerability among the characters and the community as a whole. Moreover, the film explores the psychology of fear, how it can paralyze and manipulate individuals, and the lengths people will go to protect themselves and their secrets when faced with a threat. The theme of secrets and betrayal is prevalent throughout this one as well. The killer targets individuals who have kept secrets and betrayed others, exposing the dark underbelly of the community. The film explores the corrosive nature of secrets and the impact they have on relationships, trust, and personal well-being. However, amidst the chaos and fear, the film also touches upon the theme of community and unity. The characters, despite their differences and conflicts, must come together to confront the killer. It highlights the power of unity and support in times of crisis, and emphasizes the importance of collective action. It also addresses the theme of trauma and the process of healing. It explores the psychological journey of healing, the importance of facing one's demons, and the potential for growth and resilience over time. As this video has probably told you, There's Someone Inside Your House offers a compelling exploration of various psychological themes and concepts, some I didn't even fully explore. Through fear, identity, trauma, isolation, and power dynamics, the film captures the complexity of human psychology and the ways in which external factors can shape our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. By examining these themes, the movie prompts viewers to reflect on their own psychological experiences and consider the lasting impacts of fear, trauma, and isolation on individuals' well-being. This offers a multi-dimensional viewing experience, combining horror, thriller, character-driven narratives, social commentary, and symbolic imagery. Its exploration of character development, psychological states, and social issues adds depth to the story, creating a film that goes beyond mere scares. By addressing themes of empowerment, survival, and the complexities of identity, this one prompts thought and discussion long after viewing. I urge you all to seek it out. Well, friends, that's going to be all for now. If you're interested in this film, I urge you to check it out for yourself and formulate your own thoughts and opinions about it. I hope you come share those thoughts in the comments. Let me know if there are any movies that you would like to see discussed on this channel. I always love to hear from you guys, and I do my best to try and respond to everyone. As always, I have put a link down in the description to a physical copy of the film, if one exists, so that you can add it to your collection. Using that link helps out the channel, and that is always appreciated. Furthermore, if you like the video, I urge you to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already. I know many of you watching aren't yet subscribed, so help support the channel. Subscribe. If you'd like to go the extra mile and support the channel even more, we do have a Patreon. And if you sign up for our Rated R tier level, you can get yourself access to the ETF Digital Archive. We get a lot of compliments about the VHS collection that you guys see in the background of almost all of our videos. Well, we have been hard at work slowly digitizing that collection and creating a place where we can share it with all of you. Thanks to the help of the Plex platform, one of this channel's sponsors, we can now do just that. This is our way of doing our part to help preserve that gritty, nostalgic VHS look and feeling before it's gone forever. So as a special thank you for becoming a Rated R tier member, you will be added to our ETF Archive Plex server, so that you can stream our VHS collection from anywhere at any time. It's basically like having a streaming service for VHS, which I think is pretty cool. We also have a Mercari store, where you can go and get yourself a little piece of the ETF archive. While collecting VHS, Blu-rays, and DVDs over many years, we wind up with lots of duplicates, and we unfortunately can't store them all. So on our Mercari shop, we have those for sale. Purchasing those not only expands your collection, but makes room for us to expand ours. All the links for everything are down in the description. Until next time, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.